Hello and welcome to A VO's Journey. My name is Anthony Pica, and this show is all about helping the new and upcoming voiceover artists grow their business and sidestep all of the crazy things that I seem to step on. Boy, episode number 151. It is so great to be coming back to you on this podcast during these crazy times, and I can't wait to talk to you all today about just the state of things, what's happening, and also, what is fear doing to our businesses and how we can overcome that fear. All right, let's do it.
This is VO's Journey. With your host, the incomparable Anthony Pica.
All right, so as you know, if you are a listener, it has been a while since I've posted a podcast, and again, I apologize for that. I definitely need to get back, and I think with everything going on, it is a great great avenue to just share, what's happening and the feelings that we're going through. I find that, I get stuck watching the news, and I get afraid. I'm scared about things that are going to happen to the world, things that are happening to our country and our community, things that could happen, to my children and to my wife, and just it's scary. It's just scary. And because of that, it's very easy for me to want to just, hide under a rock. I just want to hide under a rock. And I'm fortunate that, I've built a business that other places bring me work so that I can continue to get work. But, that's going down as well because, it's real out there. It is really scary. And I think for me, I wanted to come to you today and talk to you about moving forward even in the midst of fear. What's interesting to me is that so many people do this every day in one way or another. And I think it's easy for a lot of us to get complacent and not worry about fear so much when things are going well and things are exciting and it's everything's looking up. But the reality is that it can change in a second. It can just change. And I think with everything happening right now, it feels like that for a lot of people, and it is scary. So for me, I am rededicating myself to look outside of just who I am and really focus on everyone else. And I say this because if you do this, if you stop and you think, okay, what am I doing to help other people keep going? What am I doing to help? An amazing thing happens. You think about yourself a little bit less. And I mean that in a good way, and meaning that, you get out of your head some, and you're not afraid as much because, you're here to help other people. And whatever way it is, if you're trying to get your message out there about your business and how your business can really help other businesses during this time of need grow. We can't shy away from this. I can't hide under a rock. And it feels like that, Now, I have to tell you that my wife has been home, just like, most of all of us, right, are home, and our families are home, our kids are home, our spouses are home, so that we're all we're in this together, right? And we're all working from home, doing different things. So because my wife has been home, that's been really challenging because she's doing a lot of work on meetings and conference calls all day long. And I'm doing my best to support her, and she's doing her very best to support me. And because of this, it's really shifted our work schedule, just shifted everything around, and everything's kind of upside down. And that's another thing that's scary, right? We don't know how to even go about putting a schedule in place, because it seems like every day more information comes out about another change. So with all that said and all of that uncertainty, the best thing to do, at least for me right now, that I feel at the bottom of my heart, is to add certainty, to make things certain. And how do you do that? We continue to push forward. We continue to have a daily schedule. We find solutions to the problems that present themselves. I would say that I look at myself and I think, boy, Anthony, you feel, you seem really hypocritical, because you preach all day for people and small businesses to, work hard and come up with a solution to problems and challenges. Well, I can't think of a bigger solution now more than ever before. And it's been easy for me over the last week or two to really just, get sort of depressed about all of this stuff. And I think, there's so many people who are struggling. I have no, I shouldn't be feeling this way. I think there's fear, and fear is natural. But what I mean by that is I should be working my hardest to find solutions to the new challenges, right? Those solutions that we find. For example, how do we now, with the way things are, how do we, help more people and manage our schedule with now that we are watching children from home? And I say this because there have been, single moms and single dads who are doing this all the time, even before this happened. I mean, my mom was a single mom and raised my sister and I by herself and worked a full-time job. I mean, it's incredible, those challenges. And, and I'm not single, my wife and I, but it feels sometimes like either one of us are trying to cover the children and do all the things we do while the other is working. And even though we're home, it still seems really tough. And I feel like, it's kind of slap myself over the head. And this is kind of one of those open, honest moments with you. And, snap out of it. This is real times. These are dangerous times. But you know what? We either let the times define us or we define the times. And I want to define this time. I want to help as many people as I can. I want to come up with the solutions. I want you to be successful, even in the face of all of the problems, because they're going to keep coming. I hope and I pray that we never face another problem or another challenge, another devastating, life-changing event as the coronavirus. But I know from at least the 40 years or so that I've been on this earth that there is going to be more challenges in the next 40 years. All right? And they're all going to hit us differently. Some of us are going to go through some really bad times, more so than now. And we have to push forward. That's what it means to be successful. Not the money, not all the privileges that come with being able to buy whatever you want or do whatever you want because you have the means. I think what really means to be successful is that you stare the fear and the pain and the uncertainty in the face, and amongst all of that, you push forward no matter what. That's what it means to be successful. And I know all of you can do that. And I want to do that. I will continue to do that, and I know you will too. We cannot let this time stop us. This is the time where we have to stand up and put our flag in the ground and say, we are not going to back down. We are not going to fail. We are not going to lose. We are going to push forward. We are going to be successful. It's hard sometimes to talk about success. And I have to tell you, it's been difficult for me over the last couple of weeks to, talk about good things happening and things that, all of a sudden seem like they mean so little in the scope of everything. But you know what? I realize that that's not true. Every one of those little things, like every video or every comment or every a podcast or, everything that any of us do or we put out that helps someone, whether if it's someone who's just getting into this business, whether if it's a small business trying to learn how to use a voiceover artist for the first time, if it's anything like that, small little things, what DAW do you use? I'm having trouble getting the right sound. These things do matter. These things do matter because no matter where you are, there is always a bump in the road. There is always a challenge that you have to overcome. Always. No matter where we are and what time is in our lives we find it or anything, there's always something. Some are bigger than others, sure. But there's always something that we have to get over, we have to get through, we have to beat. So we cannot downplay any of the small things. And I know for me, I feel like I have been thinking, you know what, maybe I'm not, that important. Maybe I should just shut up and not talk and try to help as many people as I can in the sense of, teaching about, acting or teaching about this and that. But you know what? I think actually this time probably now is the best time to do it. It's the most important time to do it. Because now is when we have to move forward in helping everyone, no matter where they are. Because, I guess let's be honest, there's so many people who are going to be starting in this voiceover business. And for you as a listener, there's so many businesses that are going to need affordable, high-quality voiceovers. There is no doubt that the landscape is changing. It's changing rapidly. One day to another, we don't know. One week to another, we don't know. And a country over here is getting better. A country over here is getting way worse. It seems like a lot is getting worse right now. But I know we will get better, and the way we get better, the way we add stability back into this world is we have to start with ourselves. We have to start with ourselves building the base again. And we build that base again by doing all of those things. We recognize what's happening in the world, we acknowledge it, we understand, but we continue to move forward, continue to build that base, that solid rock of consistency, communication, your marketing, getting yourself out there to everyone, letting everyone know that you are here to help. You are here to help them in their business during this time of need. I tell you, I didn't need to get in here and do like another soapbox thing, but man, these things, this time is just, it's unleashed all sorts of feelings I know in all of us. And I want to thank you as always for all of your support and everything you're doing. Remember, now more than ever, we need to not hide under a rock. I need to not hide under a rock. You need to not hide under a rock. All right? We need to use what we have learned, like the internet, like social media. We've learned these things. We've had to. We need to now take them and we need to mold them and really utilize them. It's time for these tools to be controlled by us, not be controlled by them. It's time. And you can do it. I know you can. Get yourself out there. Don't be afraid. We got to stand up together and do this together, and I know we will. Thank you always for everything and your continued love and support. It means everything to me. All right. Well, I think I will call it at that for a day. And what I would like to do moving forward is, you know what? We're going to get back to what we need to get back to, and that is building our business. And this podcast was started as a chronicle of a journey of one voiceover person, starting from what they had and having goals and trying different things to get to those goals. And, you know, as I look around at everything, even in the world, sure, things have changed a lot. But you know what? That doesn't change the fact that I still have goals. I still want things. Maybe those goals change, and maybe we need to talk about them. You know, maybe security has a different feeling now, right? Maybe financial security, maybe food and supplies all have a different meaning now. So maybe our idea of what does it mean to be successful is different. And that needs to be defined, and that needs to be talked about. And how can we get there through building our business? Right? All right, you guys, thank you so much as always. You have a wonderful, wonderful week, and I am going to start getting back to basics with this podcast and keep coming on, continuing with another podcast tomorrow, and so that we stay connected no matter where we are, what's happening. And I want to thank you again and have a wonderful, wonderful, wonderful day. All right, you guys, bye-bye.